After Liu Bei came to Xiakou, he immediately sent Zhuge Liang to follow Lu Su to Chaiseng to meet Sun Quan. As soon as they met, Zhuge Liang said to Sun Quan, "You and my lord Liu Bei used to fight against Cao Cao, but now Cao Cao has basically stabilized the north and captured Jingzhou, so I hope that you can think about it, and make up your mind sooner rather than later if you think that you can fight against Cao Cao. If not, you should give up your military power, and bow down." Sun Quan replied, "Why didn't Liu Yuzhou surrender?" Sun Quan's question is a funny one, because Liu Bei really did surrender many times. 12 years ago in Xiaopei, Liu Bei was defeated by Lu Bu, and went to Shudu to join Cao Cao for the first time. The reason why the people call Liu Bei, Liu Yuzhou, is that Cao Cao made Liu Bei the governor of Yuzhou. 2 years later Xiaopei was again defeated by Gao Shun and Zhang Liao, and Liu Bei once again surrendering to Cao Cao. It was only later that he took the opportunity of intercepting Yuan Shu to attack and occupied Xuzhou. At that time, Cao Cao was gnashing his teeth in anger, going to surrender to him. Again, Liu Bei would be eaten alive, but Zhuge Liang, of course, would not say so. He replied, "My lord is a descendant of the Han Emperor, with great talent. If the great cause fails, it is also the will of God. How can he surrender to Cao Cao?" Sun Quan was stoked by Zhuge Liang, and said, "I will also never cede the land and troops of Jiangdong to others." But Liu Yuzhou has just been defeated. Is he still capable of breaking the enemy? Zhuge Liang replied, "Now Guan Yu still has tens of thousands of sailors, and Liu Qi has no less than 10,000 soldiers. Cao army has traveled a long way to get here and is exhausted. Moreover, the soldiers in the north are not adapted to fight in the water. Jingzhou has just surrendered. The people's hearts are not stable. Now, if you can send a mighty general to lead tens of thousands of soldiers to join forces with my lord, you will definitely be able to defeat the enemy. The timing of success or failure lies in your choice today." It was a very successful mission. When Zhuge Liang spoke of Cao Cao, he respected the objective facts, acknowledged the strength of Cao Cao's army, and pointed out the reasons why it could be defeated. When mentioning Liu Bei, he elevated the significance of his fight against Cao Cao, but was also able to tell the truth about his own military strength without being humble or overbearing, without exaggeration or concealment. Sun Quan was also very happy to hear this, and soon summoned his officials in a hurry to come and discuss. The meeting was full of war-weary voices. The leaders of the scholarly community released pessimistic arguments. Only Lu Su sat silently, did not say a word. At this point, Sun Quan took out the threatening letter that Cao Cao had written to him, and showed it to the people. Upon seeing it, these people either sighed longingly or whispered, and the less courageous ones even turned pale. Zhang Zhao said, "Cao Cao is a jackal, holding the emperor hostage and ordering his vassals, while we are not justified with our name. Now he has taken over the Jingzhou navy, and if he goes east down the river, our natural stronghold of the Yangtze River will become a shared water area, won't it? Moreover, the gap in strength is so wide, in my opinion it's best to surrender." When Lu Su saw Sun Quan get up to go to the toilet, he chased after Sun Quan. Seeing Lu Su, Sun Quan held his hand tightly. Lu Su said, "I could surrender, and Cao Cao would give me a small post anyhow, but if you surrender, where will you settle down?" Sun Quan sighed and said, "These people have disappointed me too much. Only your ideas agree with mine. Sir, you are a great gift from heaven to me." Lu Su then suggested Sun Quan to recall Zhou Yu, who had gone to Poyang on business. At the meeting Zhou Yu said, "Cao Cao pretends to be the prime minister of Han, but in reality he is a traitor. You're a great warrior and you've inherited your father and brother's legacies, ruling Jiangdong. Now that Cao Cao has come to his own death, how can we possibly surrender when we are doing the court a favor? Ma Chao and Han Sui are stationed in Guanxi, a threat to Cao Cao's rear. Soldiers in the north are unfamiliar with water warfare, and now that it's bitterly cold, there's a shortage of food and supplies. Soldiers who have traveled a long way and are not acclimated to the weather will also fall ill. These are the great military disasters. I would like to lead tens of thousands of elite soldiers into Xiakou. I'm sure we can defeat Cao Cao." Zhou Yu's resolute attitude in supporting the war finally made Sun Quan's decision. He told the crowd, bastard has wanted to abolish the Han and establish himself for a long time. I am absolutely irreconcilable with the bastard." After saying this, Sun Quan pulled out his sword and chopped it on the table. "Anyone who dares to say again that he surrendered to Cao Cao in the future will be treated the same as this table." That night Zhou Yu went to meet Sun Quan again, and said, "Cao Cao claimed to have an army of 800,000 is pure bluff. Cao Cao only had 150,000 to 160,000 soldiers, and Jin Zhao's troops were only 70,000 to 80,000, so Cao Cao's army was only just over 200,000 men. Moreover, these people were either tired of fighting or had just been received. There's nothing to be afraid of with more troops like that. All I need is 50,000 elite soldiers, and that's enough to break the enemy, so you should stop worrying." Sun Quan patted Zhou Yu on the back and said, "Gong Jin, Zhang Zhao and Qin Song, these people, who only know their wives and children, have disappointed me too much. Only you and Lu Su's views give me deep comfort. You are all a generous gift from heaven to me. Let's do it this way. 50,000 elite soldiers are hard to get together for a while. I've already prepared 30,000 for you, and the warships and provisions are all ready, so you, Lu Su and Cheng Pu, will lead the troops first. I'll continue to mobilize the men to act as your backup. You shouldn't be burdened. If you feel you can overcome, make a decision on the spot. If you can't, retreat back and I'll fight the bastard myself." This night talk gave Sun Quan no more worries, but his claim that 50,000 troops could not be put together in a short time was clearly a pretext. Zhou Yu has been in charge of the army for many years. How can he not know how many soldiers in Jiangdong? Since he spoke up, it means that Sun Quan must have 50,000 men. However, it was impossible for Sun Quan to hand them all over to him, not because he didn't trust Zhou Yu, but for another reason. Firstly, in the event of an unfavorable war ahead, individual members of the surrenderist faction would go desperate for Cao Cao's favor. Sun Quan would be too late to cry if he did not have any soldiers by his side. Secondly, there is the problem of Shan Yue. It is very likely to take advantage of the enemy in front of, once again rebel. Sun Quan needs to have enough troops to stabilize the rear defense. Sun Quan would not have said this even to Zhou Yu, who was only 27 years old at the time, but he had such a deep heart and meticulous thinking, which is really worth calling a young hero. Sun Quan was lucky to have 8 years more time to consolidate his rule and establish his personal authority than Liu Chong. The former members of his father and brother, such as Cheng Pu, Huang Gai and Zhou Yu, and the members of his own lineage, such as Lu Su, Gan Ning, and Lu Xun, were all willing to consider issues from Sun Quan's side. Back then, when Sun Che conquered Jiangdong by force, he used forceful tactics to treat the local scholars and magnates, kicking these people far away from the decision-making circles. Even representatives of the surrender faction like Zhang Zhao and Qin Song were not local to Jiangdong. It is hard to imagine, at this time, if Wang Long, Hua Xin, Xing Xian, Xu Gong, Li Shu, such hardcore pro-Cao faction, is still in the bureaucratic system of the Eastern Wu, then what kind of situation will be? I'm afraid that not only Sun Quan, but even Zhou Yu and Lu Su, would have to be drowned in spittle. By that time, the rolling Yangtze River will surely have a few less billows, and the Bronze Sparrow platform in Yecheng may be able to add a lot of beauty.